Well, if you've taken the time to get even this far, yes, just a mere 9 seconds into this video, I'm not going to waste any further of your time and I'm just going to jump right in. I found an interesting post. Yes, this is literally me just reading a post that I happened upon on the random world of social media. Now, I don't just go around reading any old thing. However, yes, I will be doxing my Facebook. Sorry, friends. This stuff, I recognize all of this information to be true, vetted and true. Just the kind of stuff that I think should remain out there. Right now, Drake is really under some heavy scrutiny. And I'd like to go one further and explore a post I did. I don't want to conflate these two issues, though. I just find it interesting. All right, so real quick, this post right here, I would love opinions about Leonardo DiCaprio, 49-year-old individual, massively successful, of course, spotted with his new boo, 19 years old. 19. He's notoriously known for dumping his girlfriends once they hit the ripe old age of 25. So, yeah, I've got a myriad of comments. I don't want to scroll too much further and, we'll see everybody's, oh, you know what, I'm feeling dangerous. There is a lot of opinions on this matter, ranging from why do we care, ranging from he's an adult, it's all on the table, and the majority of the outrage, which is he's creepy, like a creepy uncle, yada yada. Some going as far as almost making the conflation that he is no different than Drake. I don't want to go that far because, we don't have evidence of grooming, even though Leo is, well, unashamedly continuing to date, well, supermodels that happen to be roughly, I don't know, like 19 to 20. That's the common start time. Okay, but with that in mind, okay, and all this stuff with Drake off the press, remember, it was cringy then, it's still cringy now. And bear with me, I'm not used to pre-records. So I'm taking a chance. Let me close anything that's unnecessary. So regarding Drake, Millie Bobby Brown, that's the actress from Stranger Things, as you can see here. They had a unique, strange kind of friendship where he was giving advice about boys. That's what they would talk about. She was 14 years old. People said it was cringe then, and now everything seems to be coming to the forefront with even more cringe and evidence of him being inappropriate or grooming. Not a good year for Drake thus far. I believe what Kendrick Lamar, didn't he just completely destroy him? Or was that J. Cole? I'm not a rap guy, so don't ask me. I'm going to read this verbatim. Credit to the person that made this a very public. When are people going to stop idolizing HollyWEIRD? Let's start back in 1919. Charlie Chaplin, a beloved actor, comedian. His works really, I mean, they got pretty intellectual later in his life. I'm a fan, but how does that change your view and or perspective? So let me continue. Charlie Chaplin would become one of the most famous and celebrated movie stars of all time. Was 29 when he married 16-year-old aspiring actress Mildred Harris. Their marriage only lasted 2 years. In 1924, Chaplin repeated the pattern with another 16-year-old, Lita Gray. I don't know why I put an accent on that name. I'm feeling exotic. He met Lita when she was just 6 and began taking her on dates around the age of 12. That would not fly this day and age, methinks. 1954. Sam Cooke. Wow, they skipped a lot there, man. What's that? Judy Garland story alone, the one I remember and I've told time and time again, when her and her mother went to the studio and one of the executives just let it all hang out, literally, and her nervous reaction was to laugh, and thankfully, that enraged the creep to tell her to go away. Upon leaving the studio, both Judy Garland's mother and her ask each other. Oh, well, the mother said, "Well, how did it go?" And when Judy explained what happened, the mother laughed and said, "The same thing happened to me. HollyWEIRD, come on now." So, 1954, Sam Cooke meets a 12-year-old Aretha Franklin and brings her to his hotel room. 12 years old. 12 years old. Don't let all the time that has passed let this wound feel any less than it was and is. Before her father interrupted, Aretha said the conversation took another turn. I hope the father beat the crap out of Sam Cooke. I don't know. In 1957, 23-year-old Jerry Lee Lewis married his cousin, 13-year-old Myra Brown. She still believed in Santa. I really hope accountability, because back then it was easier to hide things. We live in an age where, especially if you volunteer to become a public figure, it's all out there and available. What is hidden in the dark comes to light. So I'm just very curious. Any current Jerry Lee Lewis fans? I mean, I know when I was growing up, I was taught to admire the guy and love his comedy. But what do you think now? How does that impact your current thoughts on if this was somebody that was a beloved figure to you back in your day? Also in 1957, 16-year-old Anna Mae Bullock met 24-year-old Ike Turner. He quickly took her into his band. His band helped make her a star and began to treat the newly christened Tina as if he owned her. They married 6 years later. Tina once wrote that she was afraid not to accept his proposal. Oh, here's one met with plenty of controversy because this is one of those instances where people put the accomplishments and the legacy above, I guess, the facts. You be the judge. In 1959, Elvis Presley met his future wife. He was 25 and she was 14. They stayed in touch via phone and letters for the next 2.5 years. At that time, Elvis took her on a drug romp to Vegas, followed by moving her into his Graceland mansion. They didn't marry until 1967. While both parties claim that Priscilla was a virgin on her wedding night, biographer Susan Finstad makes a strong case that this could not be true. Priscilla herself has admitted that she and Elvis slept in the same bed and that Elvis taught her other ways to please him. Elvis reportedly had a predilection for 14-year-old girls, both before and after his marriage to Priscilla. The facts are the facts are the facts are the facts. Chuck Berry was arrested and found guilty of transporting an underage girl across state lines. Ooh, Hunter Biden flashback. For immoral purposes, spending 2 years in jail in 1960. 1969, Sable Starr, queen of the so-called baby groupies, had a brief relationship with Iggy Pop. She was 13. I'm reading this for the first time, by the way. I knew these were facts from the stuff above. He later wrote a song about it. Starr had sexual relations with many other band members, including encounters with David Bowie, Mick Jagger, and Rod Stewart. It's 1972, and rock stars are all still having sex with little girls, and everyone knows it, but no one does anything about it. Lori Maddox tells of losing her virginity at age 14 to David Bowie. She went on to start dating Led Zeppelin's Jimmy Page that same year, a relationship that began when Page's manager kidnapped her, and brought her to Jimmy's hotel room. Page kept Lori essentially locked up in his house for most of their 18 months together. The baby groupie also reports a sexual relationship with Mick Jagger when she was just 17. In 1973, married singer Marvin Gaye met and pursued 17-year-old Janice Hunter. Ooh, this hurts. I love Marvin Gaye's music. He wrote Let's Get It On as a tribute to his lust for her. Oh, thanks for ruining that for me. Marvin took his teen date to dinner shortly after they met, where he bribed the waiter to bring her alcohol, then had sex with her later that night. They had a baby by the time she was 18 and married in 1977. The marriage lasted just 3 years. 1975, Steven Tyler purchased the guardianship of a 16-year-old. This reminds me of Diddy right here. Sorry, I lost my place. Okay, Steven Tyler purchased the guardianship of a 16-year-old girl, Julia Holcomb, from her mother when he was 27 so that he could legally take her with him across state lines while he was on tour. That's exactly what Diddy did with the Biebs. March 10th, 1977, one of the most well-known cases, director Roman Polanski, drugs and see this grapes 13-year-old Samantha Gailey allowed to plead guilty to a lesser charge because the system is rigged and people in power are never held accountable. Nothing has changed. Polanski nevertheless fled to France before sentencing. And I remember in the early 2000s, he was still given a standing ovation. All of HollyWEIRD was present, including Jack Nicholson. They panned in on him. I remember this pretty well. And remains exiled from the U.S. He has not been exiled, however, from Hollywood, and continues to make movies and win awards to this day. Eagles drummer, I've heard of this one, and vocalist Don Henley was arrested in 1980 in Los Angeles after paramedics were called to his home to save a naked 16-year-old girl who was overdosing on the powder and the lewds, colored over as a grand romance and a decades-long relationship. Celine Dion was 12 years old when 38-year-old Renee and Angelil, I butchered that name, became her manager. They went public with their relationship when she was 19. In 1984, the year I was born, yes, I'm ancient, Rolling Stones bassist Bill Wyman started dating Mandy Smith. She was 13. Although they did not marry until she was 18, Mandy says she was 14 when they first committed the act of coitus. Mr. Wyman has never been investigated, much less prosecuted, because why would they? He's a part of the elite, the establishment. He's one of their baby boys. Red Hot Chili Peppers lead Anthony Kiedis readily admits to having sex with a 14-year-old girl when he was 23. According to him, once he confirmed her age, he did it again. In 86, the 24-year-old musician began dating 16-year-old Lone Sky. And we keep going down the tunnel here. 1990, 16-year-old, this is really starting to kill my spirit. 16-year-old Mate Garcia's mother sent a video of her belly dancing to Prince. Oh no. Of course. He arranged to meet her, confirmed she was 16, and a year later moved her into his house when she was 19. He initiated a sexual relationship by informing her it was time to go on birth control. They married when she was 22 and he was 37. Before Métis, Prince met Anna Fantastic when she was 15. At 17, she moved into his compound where they had a 2-year-long relationship. The list keeps on going, my friends. 91, 32-year-old director Luc Besson met and eventually married model Mywin Lee Besco when she was 15. Their relationship inspired his movie Leon. Oh no, that's so cringy. The Professional, which followed an emotional relationship between an adult man and a young girl. Fun fact, the main actor, he was uncomfortable with that script and made it a fact that the main character Leon came off as a dullard, a simpleton, so that he could make it more palatable. In 1993, Jerry Seinfeld picked up a high school student in a public park. He was 39 and she was 17. He and Shoshana Lowenstein dated for 4 years, through her college years. 93, MC Ren of NWA was accused of seedless grapes and impregnated a 16-year-old in the group's tour bus. The case never went to trial. However, a paternity test showed that he was the father of the girl's baby. R. Kelly, need we say any more here? We know about he and Aaliyah when she was 15, and he went through so much effort to cover her age, and it's just he's finally where he belongs, but it took too long. It took too long. 95, teen star Brandy, age 16, started dating 21-year-old Boys to Men member Wanya Morris. Keeping their relationship under wraps due to her age proved too stressful for the couple, and they broke up soon after. Woody Allen, we all know, 97, should have become notorious when he married his de facto stepdaughter. This is one of the grossest examples. Though she was 21 at the time of the wedding, the two met when she was 8. Uh, no matter the spin, the facts are stark. This wasn't the only time Ellen dated a much younger woman. Actress Babby Christina Engelhardt began a years-long love affair with Ellen when she was 16 and he was 41. When Ellen was 42, he romanced 17-year-old actress and high school senior Stancy Nelkin. Early mid-2000s, that 70s show actor Wilmer Valderrama continues to date teenage girls in an effort to deny that he is now over 30. He dated 16-year-old Mandy Moore despite being 4 years her senior. At age 24, Valderrama dated 17-year-old Lindsay Lohan, though they kept the relationship hush-hush until her 18th birthday in 2004. 2010, 30-year-old began dating 17-year-old Demi Lovato. 2001, Fast and Furious star. Don't let the legend dispute what you know to be true. You know, if this is offensive or grotesque, that's a legitimate reaction, okay? People want to love the legacy and ignore anything that takes away from that, that rainbow that people make out of celebrities, public figures. So 28-year-old at the time was dating 16-year-old Arbriana Attel. This was not Paul's last time to date a teenager. His girlfriend at the time of his death, Jasmine Pilchard Gosnell, was 23 to his 40. They met when she was 16. 2004. This is insane, man. I mean, there's no shock here, but 26-year-old Joel Madden and Hilary Duff did the familiar dance of being just friends until her 18th birthday in 2006. When asked about whether she was intimate with Madden or not in a 2015 interview with Cosmo, Duff stated, "I had a 26-year-old boyfriend, so everyone can make their own assumptions about what I was doing." 2005, clean cut TV heartthrob Chad Michael Murray begins dating a girl in high school. They get engaged when she turns 18, and Murray calls her a little sweetheart and says they have been together for a while. Similarly, in 2006, co-stars oh my goodness, sorry. Co-stars Hayden Panettiere and Milo Ventimiglia been dating. She was 17. He was 12 years her senior. Actor Doug Hutchinson married 16-year. We're almost done with, and this is just one list. This is one compilation. Okay, the majority of HollyWEIRD is all about this shit. Okay, and the outrage is always fake, especially from within. It's always fake. I hope they stop talking about getting Weinstein out, all because of what his he's getting older. Look, man, your regular taxpayer scumbag goes to prison. That's where they are going to remain. Don't let status ever put these people on a pedestal, because that's what happens, and we just sit idly by getting distracted watching it happen. Okay, what do we got here? Doug Hitchison married 16-year-old Courtney Stodden in 2011. He was 51. The dysfunctional pair. Okay, so she was 16. He was 51. Became famous as reality stars, with Courtney undergoing extensive plastic surgery to maintain their image. Rapper Tyga and Kylie Jenner began hanging out an awful lot, beginning in 2014 when she was 16 and he was 24. They dated on and off after that, though they became a lot more openly on after her 18th birthday. Oh, well, speak of the Leonardo DiCaprio. 2018, 44-year-old Leonardo DiCaprio publicly reveals that he is dating 21-year-old model Camila Morone. Morone? It's not the age gap that puts Leo on our list. It's the fact that he's known Camila since she was 11. Oh, shit. That's the first indicator to my knowledge of a public allegation of grooming. Which, I gotta share this with the last post and see what they say. I'm gonna copy and paste this. As a matter of fact, I'm going to also unprivatize it. 2018, 14-year-old Millie Bobby Brown innocently revealed that rapper Drake, age 31, has been close friends with her for the last year, giving her advice about boys. He texts her I miss you. This is the same Drake who has more than once skated around that just friends until she turns 18 line, most recently with 18-year-old model Bella Harris. We have also literal video evidence of him kissing a 17-year-old girl on the lips, sniffing her hair, pulling a literal Joe Biden. That happened. The outrage just didn't pick up traction. Guys, this isn't a friendship. This is grooming. No one will stop it. They'll date. He'll have sex with her probably in a couple of years. No one will care because he's a man and a star. No one will care unless we start making people care. Make them care. No free passes, no second chances. A ruined career is the least they deserve. It's not cute and this is not okay. Verity Violet. Well, okay. I feel grossed out effectively. Just wanted to share that. I know it's not surprising nor shocking, and it's amazing how desensitized we are in general to this kind of information. But it is something to just take a moment and think about this entire institution known as Hollywood, affectionately known as, or unaffectionately known as HollyWEIRD. This is something that has been paraded around, and even when it was like happening in real time and very publicly back in the day, there was not enough voices. Voices had no power back then. The mainstream, the status, they controlled the status quo. Outrage was really hard to be heard. You had to really do some damage and get together, do a real protest. These days, well, here we are. I'd love to know, what are your opinions on, well, aside from everything that has just been covered here, Leonardo DiCaprio, which I unironically shared at first as an opening, just asking for opinions. I didn't know there was, and technically there's no evidence that there's grooming, but come on, he meets a girl at 11 years old and then starts dating her. When she's how old? I don't recall. Feel free to rewind like I will. And then Drake. Is this cancel culture, or is this our own society finally reacting to practices that the elite do in broad daylight and us calling them out? What do you think? YouTube, you decide. Your commentary matters much more than the voice that's speaking. Take care in the meantime and protect your own. It's a dark world out there. Add some light. Shine a light.